what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it.
In the two FSU games, you lost the time of possession by 8.5 and 11 minutes. Dominated. You gave up 623 passing yards to KJ Costello. 623.
That's still the record.
210 rushing yards to Chip Kelly's UCLA. In 3 of the 4 games, you've allowed over 10 yards per attempt through the air. You've only created 2 turnovers the last 2 years. So it has been not just losses, it has been an abject disaster.
And one of those turnovers, T-Bob, was because Florida State pitched it on the goal line.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And gave you a chance to go.
That's right, and gave you a chance to try to win in year number 1. So the point of all of this is that I've seen enough. It's got to change. You know who else has seen enough? Will Campbell. My man had me ready to run through a brick wall with his comments yesterday. Wait until you hear these and tell me that this does not feel like a team that is ready to erase all of that crap that I just spewed into your ear for the last few minutes. Let's start as to the reason why Will Campbell is there, guys.
We know what we're there for. We're not there to go to Caesar's Palace. We're there to go get in a fist fight, and everybody in this building knows it, and that's just what it is.
We're not there to go to Caesar's Palace. We're there to get in a fist fight. Is this not the exact thing that we talked about last week? Is this not the exact thing that a lot of these USC Trojan accounts seem to be mad at me about? Is demanding that LSU out physical USC and show them that they are soft? Will Campbell's not afraid to say it. They're there to get in a fight. They're not here to gamble. I don't care about Vegas. I don't care about Caesar's Palace. This next one about being the underdog, this comes with the question as well. And then go ahead and load up the third as well, Tara, like we talked about before the show. I'm reading my flow here. Are we ready on the second one? All right, perfect. This has a question as well. Here's Will Campbell talking about being the underdog a little bit.
We're not there to go to Caesar's Palace. We're there to go get in a fist fight, and everybody in this building knows it.
That's fine. I could listen to that one all day.
I was about to say, I could listen to that. I was actually going to ask you to play it again after the first time that you played it. The accent makes it so much better.
Caesar's Palace.
God, we know that.
Alondra, do you have these bits on audio? Do you know? Already cut
Yeah,
up?
which one was it that you were asking for?
The one where he talks about being the underdog, being a kind of relative unknown.
In this building knows what we have in here. I like the underdog. I'm going to take him every time. Nobody's expecting what they're about to see on Sunday night. And, we're excited for it. Everybody in this room knows, everybody in this building knows what we have in here. And I don't think a lot of the country knows what we have in here. And, like you said, I want people to be like that, because then they're going to be like, whenever it happens, we're going to be like, yeah, that's what we expected.
Again, a very confident aura being projected by Will Campbell there. Basically saying, okay, look, y'all think, because what have we been saying? There are question marks throughout this roster. And although there seemed to be some early belief in LSU from the National College Football Hive Mind, Jake, it does seem to have rubber banded a bit here recently, where everybody's kind of saying, think about the last couple years where they were at, and look at the question marks, and maybe I just, it's a bit too much. And then you look at Ole Miss, they're more complete. Tennessee, and so LSU's kind of been shuttled to the side a little bit. And there's some other worrying statistics we'll get to during the show, but Will Campbell speaking with his chest out about as confident as you could possibly be.
Yeah, I think as we get closer, there's a lot of people that are remembering all the things that you just laid out that Lon did a great job of putting all and compiling all those stats together. They kind of remember even the Vegas line and how last year against Florida State, the line kind of did the same thing that it's doing here against USC. I just think that it's a little bit PTSD from what we've seen over the last 4 years, and not just as LSU fans, but the entire country is like, hold it, yeah, that's right. Wait a minute, I forgot that that's how they opened up their season the last 4 years. Like, I was on some show, I don't even know where it was out of, and I said that, and they're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, they've lost the last 4 openers. Like, oh my God, I hadn't even really put that together. And so I think Will's right. Like that conversation, I know for me on off campus, I'm sure for you on snaps, like we've had guests come on, not just listeners, but guests come on and kind of be like, you know what? I got to see it from LSU. They lost a lot. We don't really know these names. And so, yeah, that's been a lot of the conversation.
Speaking of losing those overs, let's jump back to Campbell 1 here, Alondra. And this is what he feels like he's learned in losing 2 of those himself.
There's a lot of guys on this team, but not only the team, the coaching staff, that we haven't done what we've needed to do the first week of the season, not just since I've been here, but even years previous. And, you know, it's not a good way to start the season off. It kind of, you know, sets the tone the wrong way. And we know that we got to come out, start fast, and we can't take, you know, in the previous years, like we have weeks to build up to our potential. We got to come out rolling this year, and we know, everybody in the building knows.
So, again, very cognizant of what is on the table. Alondra, is the answer about the where's the answer where he talks about running the ball? Is that anxious to see looking against the different defense?
I think it's that, but Taylor says he
You got the clip? All right, so I like what Cobble tweeted here. He said, quote, "The general vibe I get from LSU," and obviously Michael Cobble's been covering this team for a very, very long time, so his reads on these kind of preseason situations holds weight because he's seen it a million times before. And this one does feel a bit more like you can feel a bit more confidence oozing out of that building than you had the last couple of years. Cobble says, quote, "The general vibe I get from LSU is that they're excited to show off what they know. They know the work they put in. They know the talent they have. They're ready to introduce that to every team they play, starting with USC."
Say explosive. You know, there's a lot of explosive playmakers, not only on the outside, but the inside in our running back room. And, you know, like I said, we're going to run the ball. So, I mean, that's not something we're hiding or, you know, trying to keep quiet. I'm telling everybody right now, we are going to run the football. So you can take what you want with that. And, you know, Caleb, Josh, Caden, all these guys, you know, they're all big, powerful, fast guys. And you know, I'm just excited for them.
That might be my favorite quote of the day right there, Jake, because something that's been going around in the chat and just kind of around in general has been the size difference between that LSU offensive line and what they'll face in USC. I think it's what the average is like 6'6", 320 for the LSU O-line, and then something like 6'3", 290 for that of USC. So when you combine that, you combine the comments about going there to get in a fist fight, about being cognizant of the failures of the past and knowing what's at stake and needing to avoid it. And then you tell me, look, I don't care who's listening. We are going to run the ball. I'm telling you right now, we are going to run the ball. That's that energy, that aggression, that dictation that I'm looking for out of this LSU team come Sunday night.
Yeah, he said every syllable and every word that he said. Like, he wanted to make sure that he let everyone know what they're thinking. And if you watch last year's offense, you're probably wondering, like, wait, why would they do that? Why would they not do what they've always done? They'll do some of that. There's no question about it. They got somebody that can sling it back there. But also, you have to realize what your strengths are. And, you know, hey, where am I deficient, but where am I really strong? Well, you're really strong on the offensive line.
Yeah.
You got the best maybe in the country. Top 5 without question. Like, nobody, even the biggest hater, couldn't argue that. You've got 2 first-round picks. You got 2 guards that, you know, have, 30-plus starts in their career. And you've got a center that was a highly touted guy that a lot of people have been big on for his entire time here. Yeah, and he's larger than most centers are going to be. Well, lean on that group. Use that group. Don't just, hey, run inside zone because you could last year. No, be creative. Get those guys on the move. Get them on edges. And that's what they've been doing, in fall camp. We've seen clips of it. And so I can actually appreciate Joe Sloan taking a look at what he has in his biggest strength and not just doing what they did last year because they had the number one offense in the country. Realizing, hey, Nuss isn't Jaden. And I'm not saying he's a bad player, but they're not related. Like their play is not related to each other.
No.
So you can't do the same things. What do? Well, you played your biggest strength.
Well, and what does it do? It running the ball helps everything.
Yep.
It helps the quarterback. It helps rest the defense. You don't lose those time of possession battles by 8.5 minutes and 11 minutes. Football, this is something that Mike McDonald, not Mike McDonald, I do this every time. Mike McDaniel talks about.
You just like Motown, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And you think about McDaniel being like very finesse, right? But he talks about the importance of running the ball and how football inherently remains a physical game at the end of the day, and a lot of the game can be decided by who is more physical, who beats up the other team, who makes the other team want to quit, who makes them have to feel. And when you lean on someone and you start running over them, and those 3-4 yard gains turn into 7-8 yard gains in that third and fourth quarter, well, you've won. It was my absolute favorite part about playing football. Feeling within this 60-minute battle, I guess you could call it 180 minutes, really, real time.
Yeah.
But feeling a man who at the beginning of the day was full of confidence and full of fight and thought he belonged there, and then teaching him a painful, hard-earned lesson over those next 180 minutes and feeling that man's will and spirit break in your hands. And I mean that legitimately, really break.
Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.